a wild ride covering the rallies and the town halls against Bill 6. Bill 6 is the NDP farm unionization law that was rammed through without any real consultation, and it caused an uproar in rural Alberta that spread to the cities and the towns. It's been an emotional journey for me. I've been overwhelmed with pride, with sadness, and even with anger sometimes. Sometimes I was reduced to tears on the drive home. If you've been following along, you know that this is deeply personal for me. I come from a long line of farmers. So when Bill 6 was introduced, I immediately understood how bad it was and how it would harm those little enclaves of entrepreneurialism and freedom we call farms and ranches. This journey has taken me across the province and back a few times, but I wouldn't have missed any of it for anything. I wanted to share with you, gentle viewer, in no particular order, 5 really incredible things I saw along the way. Number one was the food bank donations. At every rally and every town hall, farmers came bearing food. Farmers, even when they were under attack, were giving back. Thousands of pounds of food have been raised by farmers at all of these rallies. But that's really what they do. They feed the world. Number 2 was the solidarity of the Hutterites. If you're from rural Alberta, you know the Hutterites well. They're pacifists and they're non-political. They're a religious sect that lives in colonies, really just multiple family farms, all across the province. There are 20,000 of them on 147 colonies in Alberta. That's a lot. And the NDP didn't know what to do with them. So the NDP segregated them in Bill 6, and the Hutterites rejected it. The Hutterites refused to be divided from their friends and their neighbors based on religion. And then something unheard of happened. Hutterites were suddenly popping up at town halls and at rallies, giving speeches about solidarity and fairness in the agricultural community that earned them standing ovations.
The Terrian Brethren of Alberta refused to be singled out, refused to receive special treatment, and you can see the frustration of that gentleman out there. We don't need more of that, we need less of that. We need to be united. So we absolutely refuse any special treatment, nor do we want it. We're extending our hand out to the single-family farm that we need to stand together, hang on to us, hold the line, and do not falter. When we are one voice in Alberta, we will beat this thing. We are the United Farmers of Alberta, and I will see you tomorrow in Vegreville.
Number 3, the spontaneous national anthem that broke out at the legislature after the December 3rd rally was over. It came up out of nowhere. All the media was already gone except for me, and I got to see this special, unrehearsed bit of pure Alberta pride firsthand. Number 4, a woman at the Spruce Grove rally in front of Trevor Horn's office tearfully explained how her husband had died and how the neighbors had come and taken the crop off for her this year. Here.
My husband and I farmed in the Stoney Plain area for over 50 years. This fall he died. And the neighbors came over and took the crop off. So what's going to happen to the next generation? We're going to back off from farming. What's going to happen to the young people here?
Now, when I was 8 years old, that woman could have been my mother. When my dad died, the neighbors came to help. They didn't even think about it. They just did it. This woman's story demonstrates the best of rural Alberta and what Rachel Notley's bad law seeks to change. It was everything all at once. Number 5, the NDP career suicides. There was Jessica Littlewood saying she supported Bill 6, despite her constituents' demands that she represent them and vote against it. Here.
So I absolutely support the spirit of the bill. I think that it's the right thing to do to protect unpaid farmers.
There was the NDP staffer throwing herself under the bus in Red Deer. Here.
I do work for Minister Sigurdsson, and so I am some of the staff who I think have not communicated as clearly as we needed to.
There was Darren Billis telling farmers that they'd have to pass the bill to see what's in the bill. Here.
We can't carve exemptions before legislation is passed.
With an honorable mention to the time Billis said the bill wouldn't apply to the people farmers pay under the table.
If it is a neighbor and let's say it's either paid under the table or an exchange of they help you, you help them, you are still exempt.
That's illegal, but thanks for the advice, Minister of Economic Development and Trade. And then there was Danielle Larrivee in Leduc admitting she didn't know anything. Here.
I will take your comment regarding the lack of competitiveness with the large farms back to the table. Myself and Minister Billis are happy to bring things back. I don't know the answers about dairy farming. I don't know the answers about what those peak hours are.
Now, Bill 6 has united rural Alberta in a way that I have never seen before. But that's what rural Alberta has always done in times of struggle. When a neighbor dies, when a flood strikes, when a drought hits, they come together. This time, Rachel Notley hit them, and they're fighting back. For TheRebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid.